Hi, I'm John Maxwell. When the top companies in the world are looking for trainers, speakers, and coaches, there's one name that stands above the rest, and that's Maxwell Leadership. Our certified team members have gotten proven results for companies all over the globe, and our reputation, I'm proud to say, is second to none. Some of our members have risen to the top of their profession, including the one you're going to meet today. I proudly introduce you to my friend Bob Fabian Zinka.
Welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ. If you need to develop into a better leader, this podcast is for you. If you want to achieve a greater level of success, this podcast is for you. His mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell, said it best: everything rises and falls on leadership. We hope to inspire you today and provide you with an insight that has the potential to positively impact the trajectory of your life. Welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast.
What if your next keynote speaker could bridge the worlds of national defense, Silicon Valley innovation, and global leadership? Meet Bob Fabian, BZ Zinga, award-winning keynote speaker, U.S. Navy Information Warfare Commander, and trusted executive in technology, leadership, and strategy. With over 20 years of proven leadership in the U.S. Department of Defense, the U.S. Navy, higher education, and the high-tech sector, from startups to Fortune 500 companies, BZ delivers keynote experiences that inspire, challenge, and equip leaders for real-world impact. BZ speaks with authority on cybersecurity and national security, strategies to safeguard critical assets in an age of constant threat, artificial intelligence and emerging technology, how to innovate responsibly while staying ahead of disruption, leadership and corporate governance, building resilient, ethical, and high-performance organizations in any environment. Every keynote blends military precision, Silicon Valley agility, and boardroom strategy, delivering practical takeaways that leaders can apply immediately. Audiences leave inspired, informed, and ready to lead with clarity and courage. Whether you're hosting a global conference, corporate summit, or leadership retreat, book BZ to energize your event and empower your audience to lead in a rapidly changing world.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being with me today. It is Wednesday, October 8th, and I appreciate you being here. Today, we're going to be talking about a speech by Yolanda Renee King. She's the granddaughter of Dr. Martin Luther King. She spoke to the UN when she was only 14 or 15 years old. And there is so many leadership lessons in that speech, so I wanted to cover that to, today. So, but before we do, let's do what is customary to us here on the Leadership and Success Podcast. We're going to have our moment of gratitude. So, for just a moment, less than a minute, we are going to think about what we are grateful for today. Okay, if you are able, close your eyes, maybe take a deep breath, put yourself in your happy place, and think about one thing you are grateful for today. I think today I am really grateful for the United States of America. I truly believe it is the city upon the hill, the light that shines in the darkness. America has really done a lot of good things around the world, and I really hope and pray that America continue to be that beacon, that light, that example to lead the entire world into doing the right thing for human rights, for freedom, democracy. And that's part of the reason why I joined the US Navy almost 21 years ago, to support and defend our Constitution, but also to support democracy and freedom, not just here in America, but all around the world. So anyway, I am grateful for the US of A today. So let us know what you are grateful for. Add it into the comments, and I appreciate that. And also let us know where you are joining us from. What city, what state, and if outside of the US, which country. And also, tag someone who might benefit from this podcast, someone within your sphere of influence. And if you have a question for me, please let me know. So what I will do now, I'm going to play, it's about 10 minutes or so. It's not a long speech. I'm going to play the speech by Yolanda Renee King. And then after that, my AI agent will break down the leadership lesson from that speech. That's going to be another 20 minutes or so. So what you are going to learn is how remembrance fuels responsible leadership and ethical innovation, why courage must be passed from one generation to the next, just like it passed on from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to Martin Luther King III, and now to the third generation, Yolanda Renee King, and the importance of inclusion and cultural respect in global leadership, and how to move from reflection to action in your daily leadership journey. So here is Yolanda Renee King's speech at the United Nations when she was only 14 or 15 years old.
I would now like to invite to the floor Miss Yolanda Renee King, youth activist.
Good morning. Thank you for introducing me. I would like to express my gratitude to the President of the General Assembly, His Excellency Dennis Francis, for the invitation. It is a great honor for me to join you in commemorating this International Day of Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. I stand before you today as the proud descendant of enslaved people who resisted slavery and racism. Like my grandparents, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, my parents, Martin Luther King III and Andrea Waters King, have also dedicated their lives to putting an end to racism and all forms of bigotry and discrimination. Like them, I am committed to the fight against racial injustice and to carrying on the legacy of my grandparents who championed social justice and equality. I am here today inspired by my grandparents to be a change maker, to make the world a better place, and to help realize my grandparents' dream. I am a proud youth activist. I am dedicated to confronting issues that challenge our world. It is up to all of us to make the world a better place. And I use my voice to encourage young people to get involved, to get informed, and to do whatever they want to make some change. I am appreciative of the opportunity to observe this day with you, as it serves as an important reminder of the transatlantic slave trade and the suffering that arose from it. As a descendant of enslaved people, in the family trees of both my father and mother, my ancestors were among the lucky ones who survived. March 25th is a day of reflection to remember the millions of men, women, and children who suffered and perished as a result of slavery. We are here to honor the estimated 7 million enslaved people who died aboard ships, making it one of the darkest chapters in our world history. Earlier this morning, I visited the Ark of Return, a powerful memorial that offers an opportunity to reflect on the legacy of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. It was a deeply moving and thought-provoking experience, equally memorable as my first visit back in 2019. The tour reminded me that my grandfather wrote about the historical legacy of slavery in his letter from a Birmingham jail. His writings are an eloquent summation of the slavery experience in the U.S. It also provides a compelling testament to the faith and commitment of the victims of slavery and their descendants to rise up and claim their humanity while making their voices heard. As my grandmother, Coretta Scott King, who was an alternate United Nations delegate herself, said back in 2004 when she spoke at the Harriet Tubman Museum. The sons and daughters of the African diaspora have a moving, important, and powerful story to tell, and will be heard. And then she went on to say, our African ancestors came to these shores in shackles, and we were brutalized, oppressed, and suffered unspeakable cruelties for centuries. But we had something our captors could not destroy, try as they did. We had a mighty spirit that somehow overcame this terrible legacy and found noble expression in our arts and our creative efforts in every field of human accomplishment. Her words capture the stories and struggles of our ancestors, whose resilience and resistance paved the way for future generations. So, it is critical that we shine a light on the past to raise awareness about the historical impact of slavery, and more importantly, its lasting effects on our society today. It is a striking reminder that we are still struggling to eradicate systemic racism, inequality, violence, and poverty that continue to affect communities worldwide. Regretfully, we cannot even say that slavery is a thing of the past. In fact, the United Nations has estimated that as many as 50 million people are victims of slavery worldwide today. And broader definitions of slavery place the number at over 100 million. As we recall the past, we should keep our focus on the present and the work that lies ahead. There is much work to be done. Regrettably, we are still fighting the same challenges that my grandfather gave his life fighting for, and that my parents have dedicated their lives to resolving. Silence is not an opportunity for my generation. We must continue combating racism, prejudice, and discrimination in all forms by reaffirming our commitment to promoting human dignity, equality, and justice for all. My grandfather had a dream, not just for the United States, but for making the entire world a better place. He talked about creating a beloved community in which people of every race, religion, and nation could live together in peace and harmony and work together for the common progress of humankind. In his last book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community, he talked about the World House, his vision of global interconnectedness and unity in the face of challenges is still relevant today. His dream resonates deeply within me. That's why I'm committed to raising my voice to combat racism, poverty, and violence. While my family and I still, to this day, have talked about the correct way to be an activist, everyone can lend their own unique talents to stand up and speak out for what they believe in, to fulfill my grandparents' vision of a better world. I call on young people to lead the way. We must connect via the internet and organize across national boundaries around the world. This will open up new possibilities for global campaigns to advance human rights and social justice in all nations. I hope that my family's legacy of social justice advocacy will inspire my generation to action and to confront issues affecting our world today. With this shared commitment, let's today affirm the bonds of interdependence that unite freedom and justice-loving people everywhere. And all of the young people in the world should embrace the future with hope, optimism, and radiant assurance that we shall overcome as sisters and brothers of all races, religions, and nations, united and determined, we will build the beloved community for all of humanity, a world house. With this vision, we can put an end to the triple evils of poverty, racism, and violence, and go forward into a more hopeful future. With a fearless dedication to create a more just, compassionate, and peaceful world. The hearts and souls of millions are surely with us in this effort as we join together in common cause to create a beloved world community where peace, harmony, and goodwill will reign supreme among all creation. Inclusión, me gustaría compartir mis palabras finales en español. Millones de almas y corazones seguramente estarán con nosotros en este esfuerzo, al unirnos los humanos en una causa común, en la creación de una comunidad amorosa, donde la paz, la armonía y la buena fe gobiernen sobre toda creación. Gracias. Thank you.
Anyway, for those of you who do not understand Spanish, what Yolanda said in Spanish was, in conclusion, I would like to share my final words in Spanish. Millions of souls and hearts will surely be with us in this effort as we humans unite in a common cause to create a loving community where peace, harmony, and goodwill reign over all creation. All right. For some reason, I was having a little trouble with my streaming. So let's now go into the 30-minute breakdown on the leadership lesson from the speech you guys have just heard.
Imagine this. A global stage, right? The United Nations General Assembly, packed with dignitaries, world leaders, diplomats, the whole deal.
Mm-hmm. A serious setting.
Totally. And at the podium, standing tall, is a 15-year-old. But she's not speaking with, nerves or apprehension.
No, not at all.
She speaks with this poise, this conviction, this courage that just commands attention, demands respect from everyone in that hall.
It's a really powerful image to start with.
It is, isn't it? And that's exactly where we're starting our deep dive today.
Okay.
Our focus is the incredibly impactful message delivered by Yolanda Renee King. She's the granddaughter, of course, of the civil rights icons, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King.
An incredible lineage.
Absolutely. And she addressed the 64th plenary meeting, 78th session of the UN General Assembly. This was back on March 25th, 2024.
And the occasion itself was so significant.
Exactly. The International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. A profoundly significant day.
Adds so much weight.
It really does. So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We're going to extract these vital leadership nuggets, these insights, from Bob Fabian Bizi-Zinga's article.
Right. The one that really breaks down her speech.
Precisely. Bizi-Zinga did a masterful job distilling Yolanda's powerful words into actionable lessons. And these aren't just, for diplomats. They resonate everywhere.
For all kinds of leaders.
Yeah, from military command to tech pioneers, any leadership role, really. This isn't just about looking back at an event.
It's more practical than that.
It's a roadmap, essentially, for contemporary leadership. It's kind of your shortcut to understanding what it means to lead with real conviction, real clarity of purpose. Doesn't matter how old you are, what your title is.
Age isn't the barrier.
Not at all. We want to show you, our listener, how you can apply these timeless principles to your own leadership journey, whether that's a formal role or just, influencing people day to day.
That's a fantastic starting point. And you mentioned the setting, the UN General Assembly. It's already this huge global platform, right?
Right. Immense significance.
But then you add the specific occasion, the International Day of Remembrance for victims of slavery. Wow. That just layers on this incredible historical weight, this emotional gravity.
It really does.
This day, it's not just about looking back, is it? It's dedicated to making sure the suffering, the loss, the legacy of that dark chapter, it's never forgotten.
Ever.
It's a global call for reflection, yes, but also for commitment to justice, to dignity, to human rights right now.
That's spot on.
So that backdrop, that ethical, historical weight, it just makes her message resonate even more powerfully, like the ancestors were speaking through her almost.
That's a really profound way to put it. And then there's Yolanda Renee King herself, just 15, like we said,
Incredible.
carrying this immense legacy of her grandparents, Dr. King, Coretta Scott King. When you first hear that a 15-year-old at the UN, maybe there's that moment of surprise.
A little bit, yeah. Like, wait, really?
Right. But then this immediate impact hits you. You think about her presence, her lineage, the sheer audacity of her standing there. It makes you lean in.
Definitely. You listen differently.
You have to.
You absolutely do. And BZ Zinga's article really captures this. He notes, despite her youth, she spoke with poise, conviction, and courage.
Yeah.
And that's not just a casual comment. It points to this fundamental truth he highlights. Leadership is not bound by age, but by conviction and clarity of purpose.
That quote really stands out.
It's such a crucial distinction, isn't it? It just shatters those old ideas about who gets to lead and when. It shows that these powerful voices, they can come from anywhere.
Unexpected places.
Exactly. Places we might overlook. Her youth. It wasn't a disadvantage there. It actually amplified her message, made it impossible to ignore.
I can only imagine the impression she made. Hardened diplomats, heads of state, people who've seen it all.
Right. Sitting there.
Facing this young woman, articulating this vision of justice and remembrance so clearly, so articulately, deeply moving. It's not just the words, is it?
No, it's the whole package. The person, the context, the surprise of it all.
It forces everyone to confront their own assumptions, right?
Yeah.
About what a leader looks like, sounds like, how old they should be.
Exactly. Challenges those preconceived notions. Look beyond the title, the resume, the years.
Yeah.
It's a living example, really. How the power of a message, combined with the messenger's authenticity, can just cut through those traditional hierarchies.
Authenticity is key.
Totally. When someone, especially someone that young, speaks with genuine conviction, genuine clarity, it just cuts through the noise. For the experienced leaders in that room, maybe it was humbling.
I could see that.
A reminder that wisdom doesn't always come from peers or established institutions. Sometimes it's a fresh perspective. Makes you think, am I really listening to all the voices? Am I open to leadership in forms I don't expect?
That's a powerful challenge. And it makes you, our listener, think too. Where might you be overlooking leadership potential?
Good question.
Maybe that quiet person on your team, the youngest one, someone outside your usual circle. Maybe they have that conviction, that clarity you haven't recognized as leadership yet.
Or maybe they're already leading in subtle ways.
Exactly. Are they just waiting for an opportunity, or are they already doing it? It's a call to rethink our biases about where leadership comes from. Okay, so let's unpack this next point from BZ Zinga's analysis. It's really profound. Yolanda started her speech by grounding everyone in memory.
Right, setting the foundation immediately.
She wasn't just talking at them, she was inviting them into this shared historical space, calling on everyone to honor those enslaved, those who resisted, bravely resisted.
Unimaginable oppression.
Right, and those whose stories have been silenced, forgotten, erased for too long. It was this foundational act, setting the tone, the moral compass for what followed.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, what BZ Zinga really highlights, is how she immediately roots the present, her present, our present, in the sacrifices of the past.
Connecting the dots.
Exactly. Which makes historical remembrance not just passive reflection, but an active foundation for leadership.
Active, that's the key word.
It is. This isn't nostalgia, it's not dwelling on wounds, it's drawing strength, clarity, wisdom from history to inform today's choices.
Okay.
Think about it in the military context, for example. Remembrance is sacred there.
Absolutely.
We honor the fallen, not just ceremonies and memorials, but, and this is crucial, in daily action by embodying the values for which they stood.
Living remembrance.
Precisely. Every time a soldier holds their oath, shows courage, protects their comrades, they're remembering, they're carrying that legacy forward.
That makes sense.
And the source points out, in tech, it's similar but different. Learning from the past there means understanding the ethical missteps, the systemic inequities, the unintended consequences of innovation.
Oh yeah, plenty of those.
Right. Think early social media. All focus on growth, connection, less thought on privacy, misinformation, mental health impacts. Those are hard-won lessons.
Painful lessons.
And they must actively inform how we build future tech to make sure it serves humanity.
That's a powerful distinction. Active versus passive remembrance. So the core leadership lesson BZ Zinga pulls out is, well, it's huge. Remembering history is not passive reflection. It is active responsibility. Leaders must anchor decisions in the lessons of the past to guide the future.
Exactly. It's not just knowing the facts in a textbook.
No.
It's actively integrating that knowledge, the wins, the failures, into how you make decisions now, using it as a living guide.
A living guide. I like that.
Precisely. And BZ Zinga reminds us this isn't some new idea. He brings in that think on these things section.
Right, with the biblical reinforcements.
Yeah, he quotes Isaiah 46.9. Remember the former things, those of long ago. I am God and there is no other. I am God and there is none like me. It underscores how timeless this principle is. Remembrance as almost a divine injunction, understanding our place in the story.
Ancient wisdom.
And the leadership insight Zinga draws is great leaders honor the past not as nostalgia, but as guidance. Remembering victories, sacrifices, and mistakes equips leaders to make wiser, humbler decisions.
Wiser and humbler. That's interesting.
It is, because knowing history is one thing. Using it as a moral compass, a strategic guide, that's different. When leaders grasp the sacrifices made for freedom or the mistakes from past projects, they're less likely to repeat errors.
Avoids hubris, maybe.
Exactly. That historical awareness fosters humility, a sense that you're part of a continuum. It makes your choices weightier, more considered, prevents those ethical blind spots or repeating old failures.
So it stops leaders operating in a vacuum, assuming every challenge is brand new.
Right. Or that their solutions have no precedent, good or bad. It gives that broader perspective, that wider lens.
So for you listening, how do you intentionally remember the sacrifices, the lessons from those before you when you make decisions today?
Yeah. Are you reading histories in your field? Talking to mentors?
Reflecting on past successes and failures before a new project. Like, say you're launching a product. Do you look back at similar attempts from years ago? Understand why they worked or didn't?
Even if the tech was different.
Right. Or you just dive in, assuming it's all new. Anchoring in history means that proactive work, that reflection. Okay, moving on. Yolanda's speech wasn't just collective memory, was it? It got very personal, too.
Very much so.
She reflected on her grandparents, Dr. King, Coretta Scott King, icons she never actually met.
Amazing, isn't it?
But she shared how their lives, their commitment, their vision continue to inspire her, shaping her own dream for a world where freedom, dignity, and equality are not aspirational, but realized.
Not just ideals, but reality.
Yeah, tangible realities for everyone. It's such a powerful statement about inheriting a mission, a torch passed across generations, even without that direct physical link.
And connecting that to the bigger picture. It really is about how values, purpose, even courage get transmitted across generations.
Even without meeting.
Even without meeting. It's a legacy transcending time. BZ Zinga calls it intergenerational courage. And you see echoes of this elsewhere.
Like where?
Well, think military chain of command. Each generation of leaders stands on the shoulders of those before, inheriting ranks, yes, but also stories of valor, lessons learned, the service ethos.
Right, passed down through culture, doctrine.
Exactly. A young officer today might not have met a WWII vet, but they inherit that courage, that wisdom. And in tech, same kind of thing. Legacy of innovation.
Built on previous work.
Decades of prior research, failed experiments, the curiosity of those before. We inherit traditions, institutions, but also responsibility.
Responsibilities, that's key.
To uphold values, learn from struggles, keep the momentum going.
And the core leadership lesson BZ Zinga pulls from this, it's clear. Courage is not confined to the past. Each generation must reimagine and reassert it in their own time.
Reimagine and reassert. Powerful phrasing.
It is. It's not about just copying past bravery. It's understanding the spirit of it and applying it now to today's challenges, which are often totally different.
Right.
True leadership, Zinga says, is receiving the torch and carrying it further. Not just admiring past courage, but embodying it, adapting it, pushing it forward now for your generation.
That dynamism is absolutely key. And the Think on These Things section again offers reinforcement. Joshua 1.9.
Right.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. It highlights that active, ongoing nature of courage, not a one-off event. A sustained commitment.
A posture of heart and mind?
Exactly. And the Leadership Insight explains, courage is not inherited by birth, but modeled and passed down. Every generation must embrace courage in its own context, carrying the torch of resilience forward.
Modeled and passed down, not automatic.
Right.
Yeah.
The core value of courage facing difficulty, pain, uncertainty stays constant. But how it's expressed must adapt.
To the context.
To the unique challenges of the era. For Yolanda's generation, reimagining and reasserting courage might mean fighting injustice amplified by digital platforms, or tackling climate change, things her grandparents didn't face in the same way.
New battlegrounds.
Exactly. It implies resilience isn't static. It evolves, demands new strategies, new kinds of bravery, maybe taking on cyberbullying, advocating for digital rights, pioneering sustainable tech. All require courage, just like facing down segregation did.
That's a really powerful thought. Each generation redefining courage for its unique challenges, not just guarding the torch, but running with it into the unknown. So for you listening, what torch are you carrying? For your generation, what values, responsibilities, vision did you inherit? And crucially, how are you preparing the next generation?
Your kids, your mentees, junior team members.
Right, to carry it even further, to apply that courage to their future. Are you just holding steady or actively moving forward? Illuminating new paths, confronting new darkness. Okay, here's where BZ Zinga points out something really interesting, often overlooked in leadership talks.
What's that?
Symbols. Yolanda, in her speech, recalled visiting the Ark of Return at the UN back in 2019, that memorial to victims of slavery.
Right, I remember that part.
She didn't just mention it. She made this keen observation. She said, every sculpture and every piece of art here has a meaning, reflecting their impact and their perspectives.
Seeing the intentionality.
Exactly. She wasn't just looking at art. She was seeing the deliberate power of symbols, the meaning baked into them.
And that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How often do we pause in our own lives, our workplaces, and really consider the meaning behind the symbols around us?
Probably not often enough.
Yolanda's observation shows symbols aren't just decoration, they're profound carriers of meaning, memory, mission. BZ Zinga says effective leaders get this. Symbols matter.
Yeah.
Look at the military examples he gives. The Navy ensign raised at dawn, the flag draped over a casket, even the badge of a cybersecurity team.
More than just objects.
Way more. They represent honor, sacrifice, purpose, identity, values people will die for. They're soaked in meaning through shared experience, tradition.
And in tech.
Same deal. Logos and design choices carry values and vision. A minimalist logo might scream innovation, efficiency. A playful one suggests creativity, user-friendliness.
Communicating without words.
Powerful, silent communication, often hitting you faster than an explanation.
So the core leadership lesson here is pretty direct. Leaders must curate and honor symbols, ensuring they reinforce the values and mission of the organization.
Curate and honor. Active words.
Yeah. It's not passive. It's this active, deliberate responsibility, making sure they stay potent, relevant, aligned with the purpose, being intentional.
Intentionality is everything. And Zinga ties this back again. Think on these things. Jeremiah 31.21.
Okay.
Set up road signs, put up guideposts, take note of the highway, the road that you take. Ancient wisdom, seeing symbols as essential guides, markers keeping a community on track, remembering its destination.
Guideposts, road signs. Makes sense.
And the leadership insight is, symbols and markers guide communities through memory and meaning. A flag, a logo, or even a ritual can embody values that words alone cannot carry. Leaders must protect and explain these symbols to their people.
Protect and explain.
Yes. It's fascinating how symbols work on that deep, intuitive, emotional level, often better than words. Think of a uniform versus a mission statement. Which hits you faster?
The uniform probably instantly conveys rank, service, tradition.
Exactly. So curating means knowing the history, checking if they still fit current values, maybe evolving them responsibly, and constantly explaining their meaning so they keep resonating, keep motivating.
Preventing them from becoming just wallpaper or relics.
Right. Like that company award named after a founder. Is the founder's story still told when it's given, or is it just a trophy now? Leaders have to steward these intangible, powerful parts of culture. Keep the meaning alive.
That's a great point. Keep the meaning alive and relevant. So, a challenge for you listening. Identify one symbol in your environment. Flag, logo, award, tradition, maybe even a piece of equipment. What does it really represent?
At its core.
Yeah. And critically, how are you reinforcing its meaning, its story? For your team, for those you lead, are you just walking past it or actively using its power? All right, let's shift focus to one of the most striking parts of Yolanda's speech, maybe the most unexpected.
Okay, I think I know where you're going.
Towards the end, she made this bold, meaningful choice. She concluded her message by speaking in Spanish.
A language not native to her.
Exactly. That sent a huge signal, didn't it? More than just words, a real act of leadership.
It truly did. Speaks volumes about her. Even at 15, it wasn't just linguistic flair. It was this powerful, deliberate signal of leadership.
How so?
It communicated directly. Leadership isn't just your words. It's about reaching people where they are, respecting their culture, showing inclusivity matters.
Reaching people where they are?
Yeah, it cut through formalities, language barriers, spoke right to global unity, mutual respect.
And the source gives the quote she used.
It does. The Spanish. Millones de almas y corazones seguramente estarán con nosotros en este esfuerzo al unirnos los humanos en una causa común en la creación de una comunidad amorosa donde la paz, la armonía y la buena fe reine sobre toda creación.
Which translates to,
Millions of souls and hearts will surely be with us in this effort as we humans unite in a common cause to create a loving community where peace, harmony, and goodwill reign over all creation.
wow, beautiful.
It's not just peace, it's active, intentional inclusion, delivered in a way that embodies it.
And BZ Zinga flags this not just as a nice moment, but as a crucial lesson for today's leaders. Really practical insight.
Definitely.
The article is clear, whether you're military, leading diverse teams across nations,
Cultures, languages,
or in tech, where your innovations touch billions globally.
every background imaginable.
The message is the same. Inclusion is not optional. It is essential to building trust, belonging, and a better future for all.
Not optional is
Not a nice to have. Foundational. Non-negotiable in today's world.
Absolutely. And the core leadership lesson is crystal clear. Inclusivity requires humility. Leaders must step outside their comfort zones to connect across cultures, languages, and perspectives.
Humility. That's interesting.
It is. It's an active process, sometimes uncomfortable, challenging, engaging, going the extra mile to bridge divides.
Right.
And again, reinforced in think on these things. Galatians 3:28. There is neither Jew nor Greek, slave nor free, male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus.
Speaking to that universal unity.
That shared humanity beneath the surface differences. The leadership insight Zinga draws. Inclusion is not optional, it is divine design. Effective leaders create spaces where all backgrounds and perspectives belong, strengthening unity and mission effectiveness.
Strengthening unity and mission effectiveness. Both.
Exactly. When leaders show humility, learn a few phrases, understand different communication styles, actively seek diverse views, it builds immense trust, enhances collaboration.
Sends a powerful signal.
That you value every individual. Not just for skills, but for their perspective, background, dignity, which leads to richer discussions, more innovation, stronger shared purpose, benefits the whole organization. It's strategic and ethical.
That's so true. Humility builds those bridges of trust. More than just inviting people to the table.
Making sure their voice is heard and valued once they're there.
Right. So for you listening,
Yeah.
how are you stretching yourself? Learning from cultures beyond your own.
Seeking different viewpoints in meetings, reading international perspectives, genuinely listening with an open mind.
Or maybe modeling it. Encouraging your team to learn phrases for a key partner. Celebrating diverse holidays. It's those small, consistent actions, isn't it?
That build truly inclusive places. Yeah.
Okay, Yolanda's example at the UN, it just blows up that idea that leadership is only for the seasoned vets, right?
Completely.
Just 15. But her track record, already impressive. Spoken at the March on Washington, addressed global leaders multiple times, authored We Dream a World.
A tribute to her grandparents' legacy.
Yeah, she's clearly not waiting for permission. She's leading now.
Her example is this crystal clear beacon for aspiring leaders anywhere, any age. BZ Zinga really hits this point hard. You don't need to wait for a title, rank, or corner office to lead. Leadership begins with voice, action, and conviction.
Voice, action, conviction.
It fundamentally challenges that traditional, rigid, hierarchical view of leadership so many of us grew up with.
Totally.
Her youth, it's not a barrier, it's proof that the capacity to inspire, to guide, to impact, it comes from within.
From purpose, moral compass, commitment.
Exactly, to something bigger than yourself. She shows authenticity and vision can speak louder than years of experience.
So the core leadership lesson, loud and clear. Leadership is not a position. It is a choice. And that choice can be made at any age.
That's a game changer.
Isn't it? For how people see their potential, their ability to influence, when they can start making a difference, shatters that artificial timeline we put on ourselves.
It absolutely is a game changer, and Zinga reinforces it again. Think on these things. 1 Timothy 4.12.
Let's hear it.
Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity.
Wow. directly speaks to youthful leadership.
Urges young people. Don't let ageism stop you. Lead by action, by character. The leadership insight follows. Leadership is not limited by age. Young leaders inspire by modeling integrity and conviction, often sparking movements that older generations sustain.
Sparking movements that older generations sustain. Interesting dynamic.
It has huge implications for young leaders who feel they need to wait their turn.
Like for that promotion, that level of experience.
And equally for seasoned leaders who need to empower, recognize, uplift the youth in their organizations.
Two sides of the coin.
Seasoned leaders can mentor, create opportunities, realize potential isn't just years served, but that fire of conviction, fresh perspective, courage to question things.
And young leaders
Can use their unique view, their idealism, their conviction to start change. Spark innovations, which older generations with wisdom and resources can then help scale and sustain. It's symbiotic. Effective organizations foster this intergenerational collaboration.
breaking down age barriers on both sides. Recognizing wisdom comes from experience, yes, but vision and conviction can come from anywhere.
Exactly.
So, sir, where are you waiting for permission to lead? Telling yourself you're too young, too inexperienced, not in the right role.
When you already have the influence, the conviction to start today.
What small step can you take? Regardless of title or seniority, step into leadership or just lead by example. Speak up, volunteer, mentor someone younger. Okay, let's unpack this final crucial pivot. It really crystallizes the whole message.
Right, bringing it all together.
The International Day of Remembrance. It wasn't just about looking back, was it? Yolanda's remarks push forward, hard.
Emphasizing the imperative.
Yeah. That solemn act of remembering carries this command. We must ensure such atrocity, such suffering are never repeated. Moving from reflection to active prevention.
That's a crucial pivot. From contemplation to concrete action, BZ Zinga underscores the ethical imperative she highlighted. Translate past lessons into future safeguards.
Not enough to just feel the history.
No, channel that feeling into proactive measures. Military leaders get this. Never again, meaning preventing wars through strength and vigilance.
Not just arms, though.
Right. Diplomacy, intelligence, deterrence, understanding flashpoints, humanitarian efforts. Proactive steps to stop conflicts before they start. Ensure horrors don't recur.
And in tech.
Internalize it as ethical innovation, ensuring technology uplifts humanity rather than exploits it.
Building safeguards in from the start.
From the design phase, considering societal impacts, responsible development, prioritizing privacy, algorithmic fairness, not treating it as an afterthought, a patch after harm is done, foresight driven by history.
That's a huge shift. Reactive lament to proactive prevention. So the core lesson, echoed by Yolanda's message and Zinga's analysis, reflection without responsibility is hollow. True leaders honor the past by shaping a better future.
Moving from thought to impact.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Indeed. Reflection versus responsibility is paramount. Zinga includes a direct reinforcement, James 1.22. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says.
Don't just listen, do.
Perfectly captures it. Knowledge, remembrance alone, insufficient. Must become action, or it's self-deception. The leadership insight. Reflection is valuable, but without action, it withers. Leaders transform vision into reality by moving from thinking to doing, from words to impact.
Thinking to doing, words to impact.
To truly fulfill an inherited responsibility like never again after slavery or the Holocaust needs concrete steps, systemic steps.
Policies, practices, progress.
Exactly, those tangible outcomes of remembrance. For a leader, that means building ethical frameworks, implementing oversight, investing in education against prejudice, fostering accountability cultures, channeling empathy for the past into tangible preventative measures for the future, codifying lessons into lasting change.
It's the difference between saying that was awful, shouldn't happen again, and actively ensuring that will never happen again because we built systems to prevent it.
Precisely. Systemic change.
So listener, what responsibility have you inherited from history? Family, service, career, community. How are you actively fulfilling it?
Not just reflecting, taking concrete steps, shaping a better future based on those lessons.
What tangible policies, practices, progress are you creating? So, okay, what does this all mean for you right now as you navigate your own leadership path? Let's quickly recap those 6 practical takeaways BZ Zinga distilled from Yolanda's message.
Yeah, these are really actionable, a concise roadmap.
Let's run through them.
Okay, first, anchor in history, just like Yolanda did. You need to understand your history. Read biographies, study failures, grasp the sacrifices that shaped your profession, your industry, your family. It gives context, wisdom.
Right.
Second, lead with symbols. Be conscious about curating rituals, visual reminders, symbols that reinforce your team's values. Don't underestimate their power flags, mottos, uniforms, awards. They speak volumes. Unite people.
Got it.
Third, empower the young. Deliberately mentor those coming up. And crucially, don't dismiss youth's insights. They often see possibilities we've forgotten or become blind to. Their perspective is vital.
Good reminder. Fourth,
Inherit courage. Pass it on. Understand the legacy of courage, resilience, vision you're carrying, then actively strengthen it. Leave it more robust for the next generation. It's a living inheritance.
Okay.
Fifth, move from reflection to action. This is huge. Don't just commemorate or think big ideas. Commit. Translate remembrance, intentions, visions into concrete policies, practices, progress in your sphere. Change comes from doing.
Absolutely. And finally, sixth,
Model inclusivity. Actively step outside your comfort zone, into new languages, cultures, perspectives. Genuinely try to understand and connect with those different from you. Show everyone belongs, is valued in your vision. Build bridges, not walls.
These really aren't abstract, are they? Concrete actions you can integrate into your leadership, starting now, whatever your role.
Exactly. Each one is a clear step forward.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear Yolanda Renee King's speech wasn't just a moment of remembrance.
No, much more than that.
It was this powerful, urgent reminder for leaders everywhere, military, business, tech, beyond, that the real measure of leadership isn't just present-day wins.
It's deeper.
It's profoundly about how we honor the past while actively, courageously, inclusively shaping the future. That dynamic interplay, backward and forward in time.
It really is. And it connects so well with Dr. King's quote, "We are not makers of history, we are made by history." And weaving in Yolanda's message through BZ Zinga's lens, we see that being made by history also means being responsible for shaping the future.
Right. Taking ownership.
A future built not just on remembrance, but on tangible courage for new challenges, deliberate inclusivity, and unwavering action that makes vision real. It's a call to active stewardship. Take up that mantle of progress.
It certainly is. Stewardship and ongoing leadership. So as you reflect on this, on Yolanda's conviction, here's a final thought to chew on.
Okay.
What legacy are you actively building today? What decisions are you making? What culture are you fostering? What innovations are you championing? Knowing that your leadership, your command, your innovations, they'll one day be someone else's inheritance.
The foundation they build on.
Exactly. Their foundation for their future. Think about that for a while. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
All right, thank you so much for watching. This is it for right now. I don't see any comment on LinkedIn or YouTube. And I will be back tomorrow. We're going to have a 10-minute AI version of this podcast, Leading with Legacy. Yolanda Renee King's speech at the UN when she was 15 years old. And day after tomorrow, I will start a podcast on leadership lesson from General James Mattis. It's called Sign Chaos, also known as Mad Dog. So these are going to be leadership principles that are timeless, that you can apply both in the military, but in the tech world and any industry as well. And 2 weeks from tomorrow, I will have my mentor, the one and only, Shelley Archambault, right here on the Leadership and Success Podcast. You do not want to miss this. Please make sure to RSVP. And next month, I will have the one and only Dr. Tim Elmore. He's going to be here, and he would have just published his newest book, The Future Begins with Z. That's about Gen Z. The book will be available on November 4. He's going to be with me, I believe, on the 7th. But anyway, RSVP and join the live conversation. Thanks again for being with me today. And until tomorrow, have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Bye, everybody. This is Coach Busy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to our channels and come back for more wisdom nuggets on how you may develop into a better leader and achieve greater levels of success. Leadership is the most critical skill. The world will always need leaders to lead others, deploy the next disruptive technology, or execute a business strategy. You may as well decide on counting yourself among the 21st century leaders. See you right here next time on the Leadership and Success Podcast with Coach BZ.